Shalom Yasharala, this your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here quick little lesson dealing with, basically with, if you call yourself a man of the Lord or a prophet, what you should be doing, all right? Because we have a divide out here, and, from the viewer's perspective, they see a lot of these different camps and things like that, these different groups, individuals out there preaching, and they have a main question of why can't we have a unity camp? Why can't the camps come together, or why the camps, quote unquote, be banging on each other, In reality, when you hear Great Millstone talk about these other camps, it's basically talking about the doctrine that they're going into, We never go into these people's personal life and pull out certain things about them or anything like that, They're like, oh, well, this guy didn't do this and didn't do that, or he was, did this and robbed the McDonald's or anything like that. We don't go into their personal lives, but when it comes to the doctrine, all right, they tell you things like, there's not going to be a Jacob's trouble, all right, we go through and we'll bring it out through the scriptures, all right, but nevertheless, we're in a very important time right now where these prophecies are speaking loud and clear. All right, we're about to come to the darkest hour that Israel has ever seen and faced, which is, what is Jacob's trouble. We're about to have this great temptation come upon the whole earth, which is what? The mark of the beast. All right, these prophecies are speaking loud and clear, but then you have these other groups that's out here that's basically fleecing the flock, distracting them, putting them in that peace spirit. All right, matter of fact, let me go to that first. Jeremiah chapter 30, start at verse 5. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling. We have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." All right, because the reality of it is there's trembling and fear going on. All right, when you talk about the jabs they're trying to push out. All right, when you talk about this Jacob's trouble and all these different things, this is a fear and trembling. All right, the Lord bringing out this here judgment. There ain't gonna be no time. Like the scripture also say, think not that I've come to set peace on the earth, but a sword. All right. So we're not in a time now where, let me read the rest of it. It says, "Ask ye now, see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces turn to paleness." All right. Because they're in a time of fear, panic, and distress. All right. Not a time of leisure where there's smiles on everybody's faces and, everybody's having a good old time and living their best life. All right. We're definitely not into those times right now. You can see that as far as going back to 2019, they had that song "Living My Best Life," and everybody was so-called turned up and everything. But 2020 came around, and it was like Matthew 24:8 says, "These are the beginning of sorrows." That was like, hey, that was when we got into this here sorrowful time. The economy started collapsing, the jobs were being shut down, people lost their jobs, their homes, mortgages, all these different things, and 2020 didn't go so well for the majority of people. All right. But nevertheless, 2021, it's not getting any better. All right. It's just getting way worse. All right. So these are the times that we're coming in. These are the times we're living in right now. Let me read that again. It says, "Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all face turn to paleness." Now, a woman in travail is like a woman in, labor pains. She's in labor. All right. So, when you see a woman, she's regularly pregnant, belly all popped out and everything is fine. But when her water breaks and she's, having those contractions, that's when it's a time of, how the scriptures say, travail, going into those labor pains, birth pains and things like that. That's where we at right now. After, from 2019, before that, we were prophesying about all these things coming. All right. And 2020 came as like the water breaking. All right. Now you're starting to see these things start to happen. Now everybody's, again, the analogy of a pregnant woman, you're in a room with this here pregnant woman. She's, let's say 6, 7 months pregnant. You could be in a room with this here woman, no problem. Everything is cool. Y'all having a conversation about this and that. But now you imagine being in that same room with this here woman as her water is broke. All right. Those contractions are getting closer and closer. Now you can no longer have a coherent conversation with her about, so, what are you and little Jimmy going to be doing next week? Or what are you planting next in your garden? Those conversations are out the window at a time when after her water breaks, She's like, "Get me to the hospital," and it's an urgent time. Everything else is out the window, and that's pretty much like the times that we're in right now. The time of leisure and peace and happiness and all those days are gone, man. All right, we're in a time now where we're in a time where great tribulation is coming upon the face of the earth, which is like dealing with the mark of the beast and Jacob's trouble, all right, and this great judgment that's coming down the pipeline, all right. Verse 7, it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So as we see these things starting to ramp up, all right, going back to, going back into, these different groups, these different teachers, these different people claiming to be men of the Lord, where they're telling you all kind of things. Again, the analogy of the woman after her water broke. They're like the people that's trying to sit here and talk to this here woman after her water's broken. She's having contractions about, what color are you going to paint the baby room? When are you going to the grocery store next? What are you cooking for dinner tonight? Try asking a woman after her water broke what the hell she's cooking that night, man. She's probably gonna shoot your ass. Like, I don't give a damn about cooking. My water broke. I'm having contractions right now. The last thing on my mind is what the hell I'm cooking. All right, that's the types of things that you think about in a peaceful time, right? So let me go ahead and read this in Ezekiel chapter 34. I'm gonna start at verse 1. All right, it says, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. All right. And now the shepherds, in just a regular sense, shepherds take care of the sheep, right? It says, prophesy and say unto them, thus saith Yahweh power unto the shepherds. Woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. All right. Should not the shepherds feed the flock? And this is what you have going on, like we just got some information the other day about a certain group that's out there, as the Passover is rolling around the corner and all this death and destruction is going on and this judgment going forth. All right, they're out here advertising to their flock. All right, instead of putting up videos every day, you have some groups that take time off when things start getting hot. They want to go back out to the highways and the byways. They want to start teaching on these things. You have some groups that's teaching about things that's not really expedient right now. All right, instead of talking about prophecy, how many of these groups do you know of that's actually going into prophecy and talking about prophecy, man? All right, sometimes it feels like we're making the same video every single day because we just keep talking about these end time prophecies because that's the time that we're in. All right. It's just like, again, the woman that her water broke, your conversation until you get the lady to the damn hospital is like, yo, we got to get to the hospital. We got to get to the hospital, get the baby back ready, get all this ready, get that ready. That's what's going to be the main topic of y'all conversation till you get the woman to the hospital, man. Again, you're not going to, my water broke. So, babe, what you going to cook for dinner tonight? What do you need to grab? When you go to the grocery store, can you pick up this and that and so on and so forth? She don't want to hear all that because it's not the time, man. All right. But again, like I said, you have these camps out here that's not talking about prophecy, i.e. example, not talking about getting to the hospital after the water broke. All right. You have camps out here talking about having fashion shows and the best and giving out awards for the best design of your garments and things like that. What the hell is that all about, man? All right. You want to be seen by men? You want to get accolades over here for having the best dressed this and best dressed that? Who cares about all that type of stuff in a time like this, man? All right. Again, going back to the woman whose water broke, man. Who give a damn what the hell's on the grocery list or what the hell she want for her birthday? You ask a woman who water broke and her birthday 3 months from now. So, Deb, what do you want for your birthday? She'll slap the shit out of you. Like, I want to get to the hospital ASAP, man. You know what I'm saying? I got these labor pains, these contractions going on. I don't give a damn about my birthday right now, man. Ask a woman to marry her as her water is breaking and see what the hell she's talking about, man. All right, we're not in a time where we should be focusing on things like this, man. And for you that watch these different camps, you should take heed to these things, man. Look at Great Millstone hammering you with these prophecies, man. The only bad thing you can say about us is sound like they talking about the same thing every day because that's what's expedient right now, man. You look at these other camps for what? Some so-called entertainment. Oh, we get to see them in their fashion shows and everything like that, man. This is not a time for those types of things right now, man. All right. It says, verse 2 again, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel, prophesy and say unto them, thus saith Yahweh power unto the shepherds. Woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves, all right? Because they're more worried about feeding their own pockets, getting more and more people into their congregation so that they can start paying them up some money and everything like that, man. This is why they don't want to talk about Jacob's trouble. This is why they want to tell you, oh, it's fine to go ahead and take this here jab and everything like that, man. All right, but then you ask them if they're going to take the jab. No, I ain't going to take the jab. You take the jab first. Well, wait a minute. How you going to tell me to take it and you don't want to take it, all right? Why are you over here backpedaling and backtracking on certain things? Now you have certain groups that used to tell you, what the mark of the beast was, backtracking. Well, the chip is a part of it, but then it's also this and it's also that. Well, why do you have to start saying those things like that? Because what? It's being the prophecies are speaking loud and clear, man. It's evident what these things are talking about, man. It should be clear now who's the Lord's servants, man. All right. Verse 3. You eat the fat and you clothe you with the wool. Ye kill them that are fed, but you feed not the flock. All right. So again, going into these other groups and everything like that, man. All right, it's not expedient for them to be sitting here telling you about prophecy, man, especially these end-time prophecies. These other camps should be sitting here hammering in on what? The mark of the beast, Jacob's trouble, All these things, thermonuclear warfare, man, the chariots, all these things, man. Talk about these types of things that's going on, man, about how Babylon is about to be destroyed and going down. Talk about these things. These are the prophecies that's boiling over their hand right now, man. But they don't want to talk about that. They only worried about fattening up their own pockets, man. All right, and then at the same time, you lead the flock astray to be killed off because why? You're keeping them blinded to these things, man. When you talk about the jab and everything like that, your congregation asks about the jab because they see it on the news. Oh, don't worry about that. That ain't got nothing to do with the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is the so-called white woman or the so-called black man that become police officers and go kill other black people. You know what I'm saying? They tell you those types of things to make you feel like you comfortable and you can be at ease. You can feel comfortable here in Babylon and everything like that. So you'll start putting money into their accounts and everything like that, man. Because when you listen to the crowds of people that don't like us, you know, you have a lot of these people that don't really like us because we so-called speak harshly, all right, or we get onto these other groups about their doctrine and everything like that, or, you know, we just keep hitting on prophecy all day long. And when you talk about prophecy, like you can read, I believe that in the book of Lamentations, where it says, you know, written inside the book was Lamentations, mourning and woe. Prophesy against great kingdoms about war, pestilence, and destruction, roughly paraphrasing, man. All right, this is what the prophets would be speaking about, man. It's not a nice story. It's not a pretty thing, man. All right, again, it's like the being a weatherman. All right, everybody like hearing the weatherman on a nice hot summer day. If you live out by the water or the beach and everything like that, everybody like hearing the weatherman speak. You know what I'm saying? If you live by the beach, oh, it's going to be a nice one, nice beach day to go outside. Oh, yeah, we love hearing the weatherman. Oh, he's so good, blah, blah, blah. But then again, the same people that live right there on the beach when the weatherman said, look, there's a big-ass hurricane coming. All right, there's a 20-foot surge wall. You need to evacuate. You know, you're going to lose your house. That shit is going to be flooded. It's going to be gone, bro. Those same people here and the same weatherman that's giving them warning. Oh, man, he thinking all negative. He's speaking negativity. We ain't going nowhere. We see it all. That actually plays out all the time here in Florida, where we have people that actually stay at home, and then the floods actually come, and then they call on the police to come save them. But guess what? The police not going to risk their life to come out there and save your ass when they done gave you warning and warning and warning at the time, man. Same thing's going to happen here, man. The Most High is going to laugh at your calamities when they come because he gave you warning and warning and warning before all these things came, man. So he's not going to come and save you in the time of your calamities. In fact, he's the one bringing your destruction because why? You want to be a stiff-necked and hard-hearted people, man. You want to be hard-headed and not listen, all right? Verse 4 says, the disease have you not strengthened, right? And then, so this is talking from a perspective of the Most High talking to these other camp leaders, these other camps, these other teachers and everything like that, right? Now, the flock would be the people that's listening, right? Now, they're in a fucked up state. Ezekiel 37, the Valley of the Dry Bones, man. All right, you got Jake that's walking by for the first time, calling himself a so-called black man. All right, he's diseased. He don't know no better. You got to go through the scriptures and break it down to him that he's an Israelite based off of these prophecies, man. Based off the curses which are in the prophecies. You know what I'm saying? You have to heal his ass. You know, you the physician. You got to make him back whole again, man. All right, you got Jake's out here just hey man, where can I go get a jab at and this and that, man? You got to be instant in season and out of season. Hey, you know that this is, you know, not what you want to be taking and everything like that, and break it down to him, man. Because our people are now asking questions and looking around and trying to find answers. But then you have people that's over here, you know, our people have itching ears. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear the truth, right? They want to hear what's going to be soothing to them. And most people like that because when you're in an uncomfortable position, that's when you're forced to make a change about something. But when you're comfortable, you could just ride that on out, man. You know, this is why whenever there's a schedule change at work, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people get upset, even though the schedule change or the procedures that change up may actually benefit you when it first come to play because you're so used to it being a certain type of way. Oh, there's a change up and everything like that. You know, you automatically get disrupted and maybe be put at, you know, dis-ease or anything like that because all of a sudden it's a change up of your routine. All right. People don't like to be out of their so-called comfort zone. All right. Just like if for the first time our people hearing that they're Israelites, all right, they have to stop eating pork and everything like that. That's going to be a little, you know, roughing up some feathers, more or less to say. They don't necessarily want to hear all these things. That's why the scriptures say, our people say, prophesy unto us smooth things, all right? Tell us, you know, basically tell us lies, right? Don't tell us the truth, right? Because they don't want to have to make these changes. They don't want to come to the light because their deeds are evil. They don't want to be told about these things, man. But it's our job to get the blood off of our hand to warn our people whether they will hear, whether they will forbear, man. We have to tell them the straight skinny, man. All right, we can't hide these things from them because, hey, if we don't tell them, then they're going to still die in their wickedness, but the blood is on our hand. But if we do tell them and they decide not to change anyway, they're going to die in their wickedness, but your hands are going to be clean from their blood, man. All right, but then again, you have these shepherds that's feeding themselves and not feeding the flock because they're getting money up off of the shepherds, man, or off the sheep, man. You know, because they can feel comfortable going into a group where they can make up garments and get married and have these big festivities and these awards and everything like that, man. All right, you really killing the sheep off, man, keeping them distracted about things, man. All right, it says, the disease have you not strengthened, neither have you healed that which was sick, neither have you bound up that which was broken, neither have you brought again that which was driven away, neither have you sought that which was lost, but with force and with cruelty have you ruled them. All right. And so, to give another example of these things again, remember, Jake that's just waking up to this, they're the sick, they're the disease, they're the broken ones, right? It's like, you have a obese person, right, that go to the doctor tell him he obese, you gonna die if, so on and so forth, if you don't change your ways. Now he go to one of these coaches or whatever, whatnot, to lose weight and everything, right? But then he's telling him, like, look, man, you got to stop eating all this here food. You got to start exercising. You got to do all these things. Again, telling him something that's discomforting to him, because he don't go out jogging. He eat whatever he want to eat without discipline and everything. Of course, what the trainer is telling him is not so-called good to that person's ears, because he's set in his ways, right? But if that trainer sits there and lies to him, like, you know what, you can keep eating whatever you like, eating at McDonald's, the Big Macs and everything, go ahead, eat them all. You know what I'm saying? That person is going to wind up dying, man. All right? And guess what? The trainer's going to not wind up not getting paid after a while, because the person supposed to be paying them is dead. But if that trainer's like, look, I know you don't want to hear this, but this is what you need to hear. Of course, that obese person is not going to like that at first. And he might, get a frown on his face. But once he start doing these exercises and everything and start losing weight, he's going to feel a lot better about himself. And at the end all be all, he might come back to that trainer and be like, you know what? Thank you. I had to be cut a couple times and told about this and that, but you know what? You actually saved my life, man. I done shed 150 pounds. I ain't gonna have a heart attack. I can spend time with my children now, and I'll be here for a while. This is the same analogy, man. All right? It's no good leading our people telling them they can go get these jabs and everything like that, or don't focus on, the severity of this judgment and everything like that. Let's just have fashion shows and family reunions and cookouts and barbecues and awards and things like that, so we'll have a good time while we're here, man. All right? Verse 5, and they that were scattered, because there was no shepherd, they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. Hey, there ain't no chip, or ain't no mark of the beast type thing or whatever. So look, it says they that were scattered because there was no shepherd. All right, the Israelites, not to say 2/3, but of the, are people that's already in the dead state, right? Now, as the information of this pandemic and all these things coming out, and then the jab is coming out, they coming in there inquiring about these things. All right, the sheep they lost, they looking for somebody to guide them the right way. Then you tell them, oh, it ain't nothing to that, man. You can go ahead and take it. If you feel like you need to take it, go ahead and take it. It says, and they that were scattered because there was no shepherd, all right, nobody that was actually leading them, right, or leading them the right way, they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. So look, they're going to fall right into the traps of Esau's hand. My sheep wandered through all the mountains and upon every high hill. Yea, my flock was scattered upon all the face of the earth, and none did search or seek after them. Therefore, ye shepherds, hear the word of Yahweh. As I live, saith Yahweh, surely because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field, because there was no shepherd, because there was no shepherd, neither did my shepherds search for my flock, but the shepherds fed themselves and fed not my flock. All right, so the Most High is upset with these other teachers, these other camps and everything like that, man. It'd be better that you wouldn't even put a damn garment on and just like, oh, you found out you're an Israelite and just keep that shit to yourself and just go hide under a rock. It'd be better if you did that than for you to be going out there putting garments on and saying that you're a leader and a teacher of the people, and then you have people that's coming up to you, and then you leading them further astray, man. All right. It says, therefore, O ye shepherds, hear the word of Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I am against the shepherds, and I will require my flock at their hand, and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. Neither shall the shepherds feed themselves any more, for I will deliver my flock from their mouth, that they may not be meat for them. All right, so hey, the Most High has a controversy with these other camp leaders, these other teachers that's not teaching his doctrine and truth and sincerity, the 100% truth. All right, and we're not saying that we're proud or anything, but it's just like, compare us to these other camps, man. All right, look at what the scriptures are saying. All right, obviously the Most High is not upset with all the shepherds that's out there. Obviously, he's gonna have to, a group of men that's gonna be teaching them 100% truth to bring them back unto straight righteousness. But then you have these other groups that's out here that's so-called teachers and leading the people, but they're leading them astray, man. How does the Most High feel about them, man? All right, he's disgusted with them, man. All right. Let me read a couple more. It says, For thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I, even I, will both search out my sheep and seek them out, as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered. So will I seek out my sheep, and I will deliver them out of all the places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. So how is the Lord going to deliver them? How is he going to seek them out, man? All right, he has a different group of shepherds out there with 100% truth that's going to teach and feed the sheep pure food, man. All right, not leading them to the slaughterhouse, man. All right. And I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land and feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers and in all the inhabited places of the country. All right. So, basically, and we can keep reading further down, but nevertheless, you get the point there, man. All right. You have a group of our people that call themselves so-called prophets and teachers, men of the Lord. All right. And put on these garments and actually have a following of people that's watching their videos, man. You can look at any of these other big major One West camps, man, and look at the amount of views that they get on their videos, man. All right, and they're all for entertainment purposes, man. All right, they're getting 35,000 views on their videos because they use like clickbait for their titles and everything. They focus in on, the so-called entertainment of certain things, the sports of certain things, Esau getting raped by the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? They'll say things like that, and they'll get a billion views and everything like that, man. But the people that's watching them, they don't even realize that they're being led astray, man. But then you do have some of our people that are watching for entertainment purposes, man. You're really wasting your own time and really you're making it worse than yourself because, hey, the truth was right there for you, but you didn't take it serious. So the Most High, because when I call, you ain't answered. So then I'm going to number you all to the sword, and I'm going to choose your delusions, and I'm going to laugh when your calamities come. All right, so for those that are watching in entertainment purposes, all right, but then you also have those that are being led astray. But then again, at the same time, it's their own pride. Oh, but GMS, they be cussing and everything like that. They're a little rough in their speech and everything like that. Whereas over at these other, and then they're the Bumalites. They got these old ugly looking garments and everything like that. We want to go somewhere where they have a uniform looking garment, where all their garments look super nice, and we can have family reunions. We can go get married and have a wife and a family and build up a so-called black community and buy airplanes and travel and have award ceremonies and best dress and get acknowledged by the groups of people and be seen as something about men, of men, man. All right, you want to be seen as something of men, man. Go out and do this work in truth and sincerity, man. All right, because look, the sincere sheep, they're going to glorify the Most High, you know what I'm saying, and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for what? Waking them up. But how did those people get woken up? How did they get the truth? How did they get built up? All right, the Most High was supping with them, but through his men. All right, his men are out there making these lessons and these videos and teaching and breaking down the prophecy and the news and everything like that. So that what? The sincere sheep can be fed, man. All right. We hear all the time where, brothers that watch our videos say, oh, great video, brother, or that was a good lesson, or this and that, and especially early off, I used to be like, hey, it's all on the Lord, man. That's just the Lord dealing, And then now, we just like, all right, count the water, But nevertheless, ultimately, it's the Lord that's doing all these things. But, we feel some type of way, you know what I'm saying? And I know I do for my own self. If I at least get one view on my video, man, now somebody is being fed with that. Somebody being edified with that, man. Somebody's getting wisdom and knowledge of this, man. We feel some type of way when we see brothers come out to the camp, or at least a brother stop by the camp, somebody walking by the camp and they inquiring and getting information and things like that. We feel good about those things. We feel good about brothers that come out week in and week out to hear the word, man. We feel good when we see brothers taking notes and things like this, writing things down and asking questions and seeing them getting built up, man, because we know that we're doing the Lord's work, man. I'm not going to grab that. I was going to grab another precept, but I'll grab this real quick and we'll close out with that. This is Revelation chapter 19 and I think verse 10. Yep. Revelation 19 and 10, it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see, thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. So we're talking about the testimony of Yahushua. What is the testimony of Yahushua? Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. All right. So you claim to be a man of the Lord and in tune and walking hand in hand with the Lord. All right. What type of spirit would you be in? All right. You'll be in a spirit of prophecy, man. If anybody have anything bad to say about you, the only thing they should have bad to say about you is, oh, man, here go this brother again with another one of these videos about the mark of the beast, about this here jab, or about thermonuclear warfare, World War III. All right, Jacob's trouble. I'm tired of hearing them videos. I'm tired of hearing all this and that. Well, that person would have to examine themselves to see if they actually in the truth, man. They don't want to hear about prophecy, especially as the prophecies are speaking loud and clear. They're not tarrying. You know, if you got a problem with hearing prophecy, you might be you definitely in the wrong spirit, man. All right, the men of the Lord that's actually just in the spirit of prophecy, that's constantly hitting on these prophecies day in and day out, and bringing out these things like this, man. Those are the ones that's in the spirit of the Lord, man. All right, those are the ones that were sent forth by the Lord, man. And you can see it. It's on them, man. Not our words. Again, it's not we're not being proud when we say the Lord gave us 100% truth. We have to be the men of the Lord. But when you compare us to all these other people, man, what spirit are they in, man? Building communities, having fashion shows, and going to the shooting range and getting the mass amount of numbers just to collect tithes and things like that, man. Nah, man. We're not in the spirit of that, man. We're in the spirit of telling you about these prophecies day in and day out, man. Bringing out news articles. Every time we see something like that, we bring these things out, man, and talking about these prophecies, man. All right? Well, I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord, when this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And citation and much love for you. I can push his truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So next time I say, stay strong. Shalom.